Hello, welcome back to Observer System Redux. Sorry about the last recording. It just kind of stopped without me knowing at the end, and there seems to be some sort of it's sort of glitching with my software, so I'm gonna have to edit it out in 3 different places. This next one, because it's got to do something with the flashing system. Anyway, so there's a card here. I've already picked it up. I went back. Sorry, going the wrong way. We're still in Helena Novak's mind in the last little bit of it.
It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright.
Now, we haven't come across this yet. That noise is the pig farm or the organ farm. So this is sort of got to do with the future, really, because we haven't come across that yet. In reality, we have come across this, and this is what I was saying before, is that all things are gelling together. You got to remember that Daniel's already hacked into everyone he needs to hack into, and someone's hacked into us. And we've kind of merged all those things together. Even people that we've hacked into the past are now gelling with people we think are in the future, but we've already hacked into them as well.
Amir!
Confused? Anyway, so if you come through this door, this is where the first glitch will happen as soon as you turn around the corner.
Get out of here! Run! Get help!
And now the idea is to run full belt.
They're here. They've come for us. Help me. You need to.
That was Helena Novak screaming. The whole thing's supposed to be disorientating, as if Daniel's... I'm really confused where to go now. So Helena ran down as fast as she could. Again, paranoid. Don't know.
I am control. I am.
That was the nightclub where Helena met Amir. We were running through the courtyard towards the tattoo shop. There's a giant bird. We will talk about that in a moment. We have a dead bird that's been scraped along the ground. We have many dead birds just being left there. Oops, sorry. It's the calling card of the killer. We'll find out about that. We've got a tipping chair. You'll find a Amir in it. That was Amir was the tipping point for Helena. Adam is the tipping point.
It didn't have to be this way.
He's the one really losing control. So Helena, after seeing her husband get killed, ran down. She phoned up Adam, who she did not know had already been decapitated an hour beforehand. So as we discover Adam, she runs down, runs across the courtyard, runs through here, runs...
3615 36.
Comes across the corner, turns around,
Desynchronization imminent. Administer medication.
I am control.
He's still telling
I
himself
am.
he's in control because he normally when
Yes.
Synchrosine injected. Strain level decreased.
every observer that's checked into a dead person in the past has gone psychotic. Chiron gives us a drug to help administer to alleviate the essential the stimulation to bring it under control, but normally people become psychotic. So Helena ran all this way with the numbers 3615 in her head. The reason being
3615, was it? Let's give it a shot.
she was the only one that had access to a special safe room because she had an operation, so she knew the code, and she knew the killer did not know the code. But as she gets to the panel, the killer grabs her, knocks her to the floor, drags her back. You can see that her fingernails have been ripped out from her scratching to death. He then grabs this tattoo machine and stabs her repeatedly. Quite full on. So as I said, you'll find events emerging that seem like they're in the future. They're not really. They've already happened. We've already jacked into everyone, interviewed everyone as an observer. What we don't know is someone's already jacked into us. And because of that, we're getting this merging effect of some events that are happening in the future. Because subconsciously, I guess, we have memories of those, and those are influencing other things. Having said that, we also understand that when observer is jacked into someone else, that Adam's memories are kind of influencing, being where he relates is also getting into the visions, and that's also happening. Okay, we'll continue on. Sig Taps. Hey man, I saw some of your the work you've done on my friend Dave, and I got to tell you, that's some seriously wicked ink. I want to get in on some of that. I was thinking of doing an original design, maybe a skull with flames around it. But get this, the flames are actually like animated and forming like a spider's web on my elbow. I know, pretty out there, but with your talent and my input, it ain't. I think that's supposed to be together. It ain't nothing. So, like, drop me a line whenever you can squeeze me in. I'm good for the money too. I mean, I'm a bit short on cash, but you take nutrient stamps, right? Again, love your work, man. Dope ass thing. Hello. I hope I got the right address. If this is not in fact the Jet Ink tattoo parlor, please disregard this message. But if you are who I think you are, I was told by one of your former clients about your special line of tattoos. The high-end kind, if you know, can catch my drift. My son would very much like to get one of those. In fact, he needs to get one immediately. I know it's expensive, but I'm sure we can come to an arrangement. Please contact me as soon as you read this. I know you told me not to contact you again, and I have deleted all our message history just like you asked. I only wanted to thank you once again for the work you've done on my wife. The tattoo turned out to be a thing of beauty. She literally cannot imagine life without it. You're a real lifesaver. Rest assured, I'll have the rest of the money delivered in by the end of the week. Mr. Stanley, is everything fine after the procedure? So this is more of a sent one, sort of copy back to himself. Is the scar healing fine? I'd be happy to do a house visit once in a while. Could you leave the spare key in the tattoo shop? We may need to remove more implants to reduce the risk of nanophage inflation. Please remember to take the meds I gave you systematically. Also, do not forget to prepare the agreed amount of cash. Dr. Jack, as we know. I think his real name is Dr. Jack Kansas. So these are some of the tattoos that, not that he does, but more that inspires him and he copies or gets off. This is the tattoo on our Mer's head. We're seeing that. And this is the high-end kind. So what happens is they do get a tattoo, they get an implant put in them, and the tattoo kind of animates or glows in the dark. This is a nuptial tattoo. So instead of in the future of wearing wedding rings, people tattoo themselves, he and she. It's more lasting. Again, another animated tattoo showing the variations that you can get. The last one that you saw is sort of a copy of a design in the painting in the back room now. Fire and sword. So you got two to work out here. The first one's pretty pedantic. You just got to collect everything. I'll do it this way. Collect everything on my way. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Just gotta make sure you're one block away from everything. Pretty much it. Oh yeah, all done. Number 2. So you want to go to the top one. Reason for that, you can grab this one as well. You just need to grab one of the spiders. Grab these 2 swords. Grab this bottom one. And those spiders on the left are all red herrings. You only need to worry about the coins. And that's it. So if we have a look at that's Layers of Fear is Bloober's previous game, or one of their previous games. They're a Polish company.
Midway upon the journey of our life, I found myself within a forest dark, for the straightforward pathway had been lost. It is the 7th day of my forcefully imposed penance, and I can already attest without any doubt that this place is in fact hell. These people are dead. Dead to the world. Their bodies still shuffle around their tiny apartments, but their minds are long gone.
I wonder if Jack Kansas is the one responsible for the sex robots as well. Probably. This picture here is similar tattoo design that we saw earlier.
What the hell?
We're actually locked in, we can't get out. Oh, done it again. Sorry about that. Looks like the nuptial tattoo is on this hand. Some idea that she might be pregnant, based on the fact that when he finds a chemical steroid enhancement, he goes, "Oh dear." It's more than likely Helena, lost a child to nanophage. When we go into her dreams, there's a part where we're going to the room where Adam has a remote control car. If you listen carefully, you hear a child coughing, and Adam of course doesn't have nanophage, so it seems to be why they have children's shoes in their room.
Consider the seed from which you sprang. You were not made to live like brutes, but to pursue virtue and knowledge. We are all, as humans, prone to justify our behavior, to not admit our wrongdoings and insist that we are in the right.
You serious? I've done it again.
I'm sure the simpletons investigating my so-called crime thought themselves justified. They could not fathom that progress demands sacrifice.
That progress demands sacrifice was the words of Herbert Ono. So I don't know if Herbert Ono was copying Jack Kansas or Jack Kansas was copying Herbert Ono. It does show a connection, and that these two were connected. This is new. You can pick up a key to a room. So the bloopers has been saying that you can venture into more rooms. We haven't found any yet. There's a card on there too, by the way. Yeah, that's it. So Jack Kansas he sees himself as a bit of a saviour. He doesn't just do tattoos. He also does backyard jobs or augmentations on the cheap. And he believes that he's some sort of saviour for the C District, because that means that they can afford it. And we'll just go in.
A surgical chop shop. Just what we need.
So you can see the sort of primitive tools he's using. More of a slaughterhouse to some degree.
There is a guy waiting for you in 102.
So that's the eyes of 102. Remember, he said he was due for an operation today. He was blind, so he was going to come down here next. But he was waiting for somebody to go pick him up. I think Jack Kansas was helped out Adam, and I think Herbert Ono was getting the assets for Adam's experimentations. I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Fear not the passage, for no one can take from us that which has been given. Against all odds, I have succeeded in arranging a new workspace. Quite ingeniously, I managed to organize it in a way that will allow me to fulfill my other great passion. The conditions are crude, to say the least, but I will persevere, as one must.
So he views himself as visionary, as a lifesaver.
Synchrosine collected.
I think there's one over here too somewhere.
Synchrosine collected.
will trigger the next scene. Okay, that was a serial killer. He's not happy. He really wants to get to us. We're the next one on his list. And you can probably work out by now that everyone Adam's really experimented or has helped Adam, this killer's coming after him. And as you said, we're already jacked into Adam. We just don't know that. So that gives you some idea as to what's going on.
Synchrosine collected.
There's no way out of this room, so we have to... Big groovy music. Ah, I did it again. I always keep grabbing because I can't see where my cursor is. I think my cursor's in the middle, but it's not.
Bolted down.
Yeah, I
Can't
know
get
that.
it open with my bare hands.
There we go.
I've seen these before.
So
This will help me decrypt the figurine.
this was, I'm just going to back out here. So this was inside Adam's office, Adam's room. It's a data storage unit. It's something similar to what Helen Novak would have had inside her, but it's not the same one. And we'll see why.
List of subject. Terminated.
So
What the hell have you been doing, Adam?
we're in 2084. We have all the lists of the subjects that Adam was working on while in Corin. So last year, probably about 6 months ago or something, you can see his first, and all these people that have been terminated due to Adam's experimentations. Actually, I think these actually might be... I think these might actually even be here, outside of Corin. Yeah, because of what it says here.
July 6th, 2083. Finally managed to set up a workspace. It's not ideal, but it'll have to do. Unfortunately, the first trial proved unsuccessful, to say the least. You'd think after 5 years of working on this project, my know-how would be sufficient. But without my data, this looks to be a long and bumpy road.
Wow, okay, that puts everything into perspective. So, he's been in Corin for 5 years. He's now set up a primitive workbench because without his data. So, Corin has taken control. They've dismissed Adam. So, all these people that you saw in the text logs are people that he's experimented on while inside this building. So, they're probably other tenants that have been killed. Hence, a lot of the doors that we're knocking, we can't find anyone. It's because Adam's already basically done away with them. Pretty full on in his endeavor to... and sort of like Jack Hunter's, he views himself as a savior and visionary to some degree.
July 25th, 2083. I made some unlikely allies. They might be able to assist me in my research, help me retrieve my data from Chiron. Wasn't planning on involving others. Makes the whole endeavor even riskier than it already was. But I need to be realistic about this. An undertaking of this magnitude, I need all the help I can get.
So, finding out that Jack Kansas wasn't just a tattoo artist, but was doing for extra cash, cheap augmentations, known as a replicating, unauthorized. He needed to use Jack Kansas. Herbert Ono seems to be someone that was getting assets. He got Paulina for Pieta, who was also for Adam, as an asset, and that was Herbert Ono used a website to sort of get young people that aren't going to be missed. So sort of like a trade, a slave trade of some sort.
September 2nd, 2083. Finally got some of my data back, for all the good it did. Subjects are proving unstable. Limited faculties, mental disorders, they just seem broken, incomplete. The latest one. Well, he just started screaming and he never stopped. I had no choice but to terminate. I can still hear him.
So it's actually probably, it even might be why the janitor is a bit psycho as well. We don't know how many people he's experimented on. What's interesting out of that is that Helena got the data collection unit, storage unit out of Karen, and he finally got some of his data back on that day. She stored that inside Adam's server in his room. Now, it may not have been the first time. She probably went back several times to do it, but we kind of realized going through Helena that Karen was catching onto her and probably sent a package.
Project. Oh, fuck. Shit. I don't remember what day it is. The dreams are getting worse. No doubt a side effect of the stimulants. I just need to ask Jack to adjust the dosage. What's worse is I think my subconscious is starting to seep into my waking hours. The other day I could swear I heard whispering coming from the black box. Since that's clearly impossible, I have to attribute the symptoms to sleep deprivation.
So he's started experimenting on himself, evidently. Probably running out of victims. He uses drugs to try and nullify the psychotic episodes. Again, all about similar to Pieta and Paulina. What he's trying to achieve.
I usually don't put much stock in dreams, but this one was so vivid. I dreamt of my last day at Chiron. I was back in the boardroom, the executive giving me the same